you've lost something. Maybe you know exactly what it was. Maybe you're still trying to name it. A person, a version of yourself, a future you believed in completely. And you've discovered what no one warned you about loss, that it doesn't feel like sadness at first. It feels like confusion, like the world has rearranged itself into a language you no longer speak.
In the year 1258, a city burned. Not a village, not a town, the greatest city in the world, Baghdad. Home to the House of Wisdom, 400,000 manuscripts on mathematics, astronomy, medicine, philosophy. The sum of human knowledge at that moment, all in one place. The Mongols reduced it to ash in 3 days.
Survivors said the Tigris River ran black with ink from the books, then red from something else. In the weeks after, people wandered the ruins and picked up scorched pages, individual pages, single sentences from texts that no longer existed, fragments of a civilization that would take centuries to reassemble. One scholar, watching the smoke settle, wrote a single line in his journal. It would become the seed of a philosophy that we are still, centuries later, failing to apply. 100 years after Baghdad burned, in Tunis in 1332, a boy was born who would grow up obsessed with the question the burning left behind. Why do civilizations collapse? His name was Abd al-Rahman ibn Khaldun, and he arrived into a world that was still shaking. The Islamic world of the 14th century was a world of brilliant anxiety. The Mongol invasions had reshuffled everything. The old caliphate was gone. New powers rose and fell almost seasonally. Kingdoms that looked eternal in the morning were rubble by evening. Ibn Khaldun's family had been scholars and officials for generations. They knew power. They also knew what happened to people who served the wrong power at the wrong moment. He was brilliant from childhood in the way that makes life more complicated, not less. By the time he was 20, the Black Death had swept through North Africa, killing both his parents, most of his teachers, and approximately 1/3 of the known world. He was 20 years old. Everything he had known as permanent was gone. This is where most stories about great thinkers skip to the books, the masterwork, the legacy, the Wikipedia entry. But we're going to stay here for a moment, in the 20-year-old standing in the ruins of everything familiar, with a mind so sharp it could cut itself, and no idea what to do next. For the next 30 years, Ibn Khaldun lived a life that would have broken a lesser mind or made it more brittle. He advised sultans. He was imprisoned. He was released. He advised different sultans. He was imprisoned again. He watched rulers he had served fall to rivals. He watched the rivals fall to others. Power, he discovered, was not a possession. It was a weather pattern. What's remarkable isn't that he survived. It's what he was doing with the suffering the whole time. Most people in crisis do one of two things. They numb. They find a way to stop feeling the full weight of what's happening. Or they ruminate. They replay the loss until it fills every available space in their mind. Ibn Khaldun did something stranger. He observed. Ibn Khaldun practiced something close to what we would now call radical empiricism about his own experience. Every loss, every exile, every betrayal became data. Not because he was unfeeling, but because he had discovered something essential. Pain that is observed becomes information. Pain that is merely endured becomes damage. In 1375, Ibn Khaldun made a decision that must have seemed to everyone around him like defeat. He retreated to a small castle in the mountains of Algeria with his family, with his silence, and with everything he had been accumulating for 40 years. Not books, not prestige, not position. Observations about how the world actually works behind its own illusions.
In 4 years in that castle, Ibn Khaldun wrote the Muqaddimah. This is often described as the first work of sociology, the first work of historiography, the first serious attempt to find laws beneath the chaos of human events. All of that is true, but it misses what the book actually is. The Muqaddimah is a grief processed into a philosophy. Ibn Khaldun had watched civilizations collapse, not from outside, but from inside, in real time, with real consequences to his own body and family. And instead of concluding that history was random, or that God was absent, or that power was merely cruel, he asked a different question entirely. What are the patterns?
His answer was Asabiyyah, social cohesion, the invisible glue that holds groups together. He discovered that civilizations don't collapse from external pressure first. They collapse from internal erosion. From the moment when people within a society stop feeling connected to something larger than their own comfort. Power doesn't fall, it rots. And the rot always begins in the same place, when people with everything to lose start treating the structures that protect them as permanent, as if institutions, trust, and shared meaning were features of reality rather than achievements of effort.
He wasn't moralizing. He wasn't predicting doom. He was doing something far more radical. He was turning his grief into a science of human behavior so that future generations might see the pattern in time, might notice the rot before the roof collapsed. This is what Sabr actually looks like at its highest expression. Not sitting with pain quietly, not gritting your teeth and enduring. It is staying present enough in your own suffering to learn what it is trying to teach you. Here is what I want to ask you directly. You are living through something right now that future historians will analyze, the way Ibn Khaldun analyzed the fall of dynasties. Whether you see it or not, something is changing in your relationships, your city, your country, your industry, or in the quieter territory of your own sense of what your life means. And the question is not whether the change is happening. The question is what posture you're taking toward it. Ibn Khaldun had every reason to do what most of us do, to numb, to perform stoicism while collapsing internally, to keep moving so fast that the grief never had time to form into anything useful. He didn't do that. He sat with it. He watched it. He asked what it was made of. And the thing he produced, the Muqaddimah, is not really a book about history. It is a book about how to remain a thinking, observing, pattern-finding mind inside circumstances that would destroy you if you let them. We talk about resilience as if it were a material property, as if some people are simply made of something harder than others. Ibn Khaldun offers a different model. Resilience is not hardness. It is attention. It is the practice of being present enough in your own life that nothing that happens to you is entirely wasted, that loss gets converted, that difficulty gets metabolized, that you emerge eventually not unmarked but not empty either. Ibn Khaldun spent the last years of his life in Cairo, respected, consulted, eventually appointed as a judge. He even met Timur, the conqueror Tamerlane,
at the gates of Damascus and had a conversation that historians still find astonishing. Two of the most powerful minds of the medieval world sitting together as a city waited to learn its fate. He died in 1406. He was 73. He had outlasted every dynasty he'd served. The Muqaddimah wasn't discovered by the Western Academy until the 19th century. When historians finally read it, they were stunned. Here was a 14th century North African scholar who had independently arrived at ideas about history, economics, and social cohesion that Europe wouldn't develop for another 400 years. They called him the father of sociology, the father of economics, the father of historiography. He would probably have preferred the man who paid attention. Here is the question I want to leave you with. Not the answer, just the question. Because even Khaldun would have trusted you to sit with it. What is your loss trying to tell you? Not what does it feel like? Not when will it end? What is it specifically trying to teach you about how the world works, about how you work, about what matters when everything that you thought mattered turns out to be negotiable? The answer, if there is one, is probably in the part of the loss you haven't looked at yet.